Now, Act 2 is pretty different from Act 1. Less of bouncing around, and there is a bit more of an opportunity to get speed towards the end of the stage. Not exactly certain what these are supposed to be. They kind of remind me of tadpole eggs, and they sound like breaking plates. I guess they're kind of fun. I kind of compulsively have to break a lot of them. And you see that with that fucking Mantis? Thank God he's broken. Because he would just cause us a lot of trouble. Later on, though, is when they really start to get to be a pain in the ass. Here's a good spot for time traveling. And that's a dick move putting that cicada there. Thank God the dust doesn't hurt us. I spent so much damn time trying to find the machine in this level, backtracking and exploring areas that were difficult to get to because they're, for the most part, kind of out of the way, when, in actuality, it's right on the path. Right there. And that caused me quite a bit of frustration. And thank God it took me a couple of takes, because this video would have been absolutely too long if I would have just ended up with one of the earlier ones instead of this one. Here's a few more of those tadpole egg looking things. I'm still really not sure what they're supposed to be. If anyone has any kind of insight, please be sure to let me know, because it's bugged me for years. I never knew what they were supposed to be. But again, I'm completely compelled to break as many of them as I can possibly stand to. And I'm absolutely terrible at manipulating flippers. Quick note, this chute here, if you target yourself correctly, you can get sucked into that, and if you need to backtrack, it's a pretty good way to do it. Now in the past, these platforms don't move, but once we get back to the present, these springs will move back and forth on you. I wanted to hop across because you can walk on those, and I do spend a little bit of time trying to get back up there, but ultimately fail because I'm terrible with these moving spring platforms. A fake wall here brings you to a shield and some rings. And it's a good thing that I grabbed that shield, because I almost hopped on the spring and hit that cicada there, which would have kind of pissed me off. And here's where you can build up some good speed if you're watching where you're going. And right here's what I was talking about with those fucking mantises. They always put them right in a spot where you'll run into them. But thankfully we had that shield, so I guess no harm, no foul. And those spikes, oh my god. I almost had a heart attack there because I thought it was earlier in the level. And losing our rings there would... oh man, I don't even want to think about that, but... I know I said I was only going to do one special stage per video from now on, but I accidentally grabbed this one, I guess out of force of habit. But it shouldn't be too much of a problem, as long as I don't grab the last one until the end of Stardust Speedway. I don't know what island that is supposed to be in the background, if any. It could be just some nondescript island with some buildings and lighthouse-looking things on it. Maybe Angel Island? I'm not sure. Yeah, the special stages are starting to get a little harder because you'll see this last UFO gives me a bit of trouble. They start to move out of the way a little bit better now, so they're a little bit harder to hit. But again, the blue UFOs are there, so it's okay. Now, just a little discrepancy. I switched over to the Japanese version of the game as opposed to the European one that I was playing. So the resolution's a slight bit higher, the frame rate is 60 instead of 50, and the blue UFOs will give you 30 seconds as opposed to 20. I don't know if there's any other discrepancies. If I come across them, I'll be sure to let you know. But that'll do it for special stage number 4, and I will try to do only one from now on because they are a bit time consuming. And I don't want you guys to get bored with it just having to deal with 2 special stages every video. So that does it for Act 2, and now we can fight the boss in the good future. This boss is not my favorite. I don't like the whole bouncing around thing. Like I said, I hate flippers. You'll see him shitting out those ball things. They just bounce around and explode. I don't know about the bad future, but here they don't hurt you. I got hit by them a couple of times in the good future here, and they didn't do anything, which makes the boss even easier. This isn't even really a boss fight, it's just a matter of getting up there to get to him. I guess if you liked Sonic Spinball, you would like this, but this just felt too much like a chore for me, to get to the boss instead of actually fighting the boss. There's a 1-up over to the right there, you'll see it. And I tried to get to it a couple of times, but that wasn't happening. Now once you do manage to get to the boss, this was actually a pretty quick run for me. There's really nothing to him. He can't do anything, he doesn't attack you, you just hit him a couple of times and he's done. But that's it for Collision Chaos. Not my favorite zone, but not my least favorite. And I'll see you in Tidal Tempest.